Hey everyone, Devon Digital here with another video, and today we're going to talk about the new feature that's in Lightroom. Is the blur feature, blurring your background out. It is called lens blur. It is a dope feature. I love it. So before we get into that part, let's just go ahead and just do a quick fast edit of this before we get into that, because we want it to really pop. So the feature actually works pretty well, but I'm going to go ahead and select my preset that I want. I'm gonna go with Vibe Me Up. That's the one that I like when I went through these. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab that. And as always, I'm always gonna select I'm gonna get my lighting straight. I'm gonna get some lighting up in here. So I'm gonna get my linear gradient. And then I'm gonna slap some light coming from the side, because when you're not using flash photography and stuff like that, this actually comes in handy of producing the lighting effect that you would get if you use the flash. And I'm probably gonna go with maybe a bluish magenta look for this one and go from there. And then I'm gonna grab me another one. I'm gonna slap this one on this side over here, and I'm actually gonna bring the shadow, well, the exposure slightly down on this side over here, because I want it seem like light is hitting from one side by itself to give it more of a dramatic like effect. And we're gonna go ahead and slap that there. And then I'm gonna go ahead and select another gradient, slap this one here. And I'm doing this really quick before we get to the lens blur part. And matter of fact, after this, I'm gonna go straight to the lens blur part. This is what you're here for. I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. So hit that light from here. I wanted to get to the phone, and I'm gonna add the color. Should I warm this side up or should I cool it down? I think I'm gonna warm it up. So we're gonna warm it up and add a little bit of magenta in there and just turn this some more. Boom. All right, anyways, we're gonna stop there. Let's go straight to the lens blur. So you want to pick your certain amount. It's gonna have focus on the subject, which is already there, which is cool. It's gonna go ahead and cut around it, and it does a really good job. Now I'm gonna say this: when there's a lot of loose hair or little things, it will not get that very well, but you can go back and refine it, but not in this app. You have to use the actual Lightroom or Photoshop app on your PC or your Mac to refine, the blur, but you can't do it up here, unfortunately. So hopefully it comes to mobile. I don't see why it can't come to mobile, but whatever. I like to start off at 50 with my amount first, somewhere between 40 and 50 actually, but I'm gonna just go ahead and drop it at 50. It's going to sit there and process or whatever, and it processed pretty fast just now. That was almost instantly, so good. So here's the before and after. Hold it. Is it still processing? I don't know. It's not showing me my before and after right now. For some reason, it's not showing me my before and after. No, it's not processing because it was instant. So if you do too much blur, you're gonna see that it gets around the fingers and stuff like that. So you gotta pick like a perfect amount that looks more natural, because around edges and stuff like that is going to be a problem. Also, this shot was shot on the Pixel 8 Pro close to nighttime, but it picked up a lot of light. So we're gonna go with that. I don't know why I can't show you my before and after, but maybe I have to do this then show you, which is crazy. So there's the before and after right there. So I want a little bit more color in here, so I'm gonna go ahead and saturate this thing up just a little bit more. Nope, not Samsung colors. Let's bring it down a little bit, bring it down. And then I'm gonna add some more contrast, because I do like contrast in my photos. And let's go ahead and see what these whites gonna do. I like to play with stuff. When I do stuff, I like to go up and down. So I want to bring those whites, and I want the clouds in the background to be more deformed. So I mean, I said deformed. I want it more formed so you can kind of see it. So we're gonna go ahead and bring down the highlights and see if I can, yep, there we go, get some of that back in there, and maybe that right there. And then I'm going to add one more gradient over here, but I'm gonna drop it on the phone to see how this works out. And just a little bit, because you don't want it to look obvious. So go up just a little bit more, maybe, boom. And there you go. This is your before, and this is your after. Now it looks too dark over here for me, so I'm gonna go and grab another one over here. And like I say, I'm gonna do, after I do this right here, because I'm not gonna go through, this full edit, which I'm kind of doing right now, and I said I wasn't gonna do, but we're gonna bring that up just a little bit, just enough to not look too dark. And there we go. So now we're gonna go to before, and this is your after. Before, and this is your after. All right, so let's go ahead and show you what happens when you're using a photo that actually has a lot of hair hanging and dangling, and how good that handles it. So let's go with my little cousin, everybody's favorite model. And let's go with one of the shots that's already edited. And we're gonna go with this shot right here. So as you can see, the hair is fading just perfectly fine because this is natural from the camera. Okay, no added blur or anything for that matter. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go ahead and go to our blur tool, and then I'm gonna go ahead and pump it up to 50. Now we're gonna go ahead and let it do its job. And now you're gonna see that the hair, can I do before? I can't do before and after. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit done. And then I'm gonna zoom in. Now you can see the before and after. So you can see that the hair is totally messed up now, but here's the before with the natural camera, and there it is. So you gotta be very careful when you're using this blur tool. So you can go down and see what it does, but because of this situation, it's going to always blur that hair. It's not understanding that that is hair. So therefore, this photo, adding blur to this photo, I probably wouldn't do because of that situation. And let's see, let's go grab another photo. Let's grab this model right here, and let's see if it does better with this model. Let's just pick this shot right here, which is just a basic shot, test shots right here. So the strands of hair that you see around here, we're just gonna go ahead, this photo is not even edited, and we're gonna go ahead and add that blur there. And we're gonna wait for the process, and you're gonna see that it did a better job here. So if it's catching hairs like this, you can always come in here and get your healing brush right here, and you can just get rid of that section right there and call it a day. And sometimes you can even fix it there. See, this is why I don't like using Lightroom too much when it comes to cleaning the skin, but I do it because some people don't have Photoshop. So in this situation of cleaning this, I would definitely take my pen out, and I would definitely hit here, and I would actually send this to Photoshop. This is not a secret. This is something that you definitely can do to refine, because Photoshop AI seems to be a lot better than Lightroom if you're on the mobile. So I like to send my photos there, and it looks like at the current moment that it did not want to open up. So I'm gonna go back and do it again. It happens, guys, on this iPad a lot, so just deal with it. I'm not gonna blame the iPad for it, but sometimes it just won't process. I don't know if it's Photoshop or whatever, sending back and forth, but sometimes it just don't process. But now it's processing, so it's gonna open it up. And I'm gonna go ahead to my healing brush. And now you're gonna see that I can get this area. Oh, wait. Let's go ahead and change that. Sorry, spot healing brush, my bad. And you can see that I can get this area a lot better than what Lightroom was giving me. Lightroom was not really trying to add the hair back or the background back properly and stuff like that. So I can properly fix this in Lightroom. So this is sometimes why I jump back and forth to Lightroom and Photoshop on my iPad, because of this situation or whatever like that, which is so much better. And as you can see, I can clean up the skin without it thinking I'm double tapping with this as fast as I want. And I can just go around and I can keep tapping. As you can see, I can just tap fast as I want, and there's no zooming back in like it does on Lightroom and stuff like that. And then I could double tap to go back. So it's just way more convenient for a lot of this. I really wish that a lot of these features that's in Photoshop will come to Lightroom as well, just like this. It makes my life a lot easier, but you know, me bouncing back and forth seems to be okay for right now. So you can get these straight hairs. I just made that entirely too small. That's why the jink wasn't even doing anything when I was at the eye. But you can get these stray hairs and stuff like that, which I'm not going to go into full details or whatever with this. And then when you're done doing whatever you're doing, you can send it back to Lightroom. It normally does a good job sending it back to Lightroom, so you wouldn't have any issues about sending it back. But sometimes getting it in here is the problem. So you wait, let it process the edits, and then it's going to give you the edit in Lightroom. It's going to ask you down here, what is happening right here? No, I don't want to download. No. What is really going on? What is really going on? No, skip. Wow. And this is not the edit version. I don't know. I got problems right now in Paradise. I got problems in Paradise right now. I don't even know where my edit is. This my edit? This is not my edit. Where's my? This is my edit, right? I don't know. It's not. Whatever. That is just crazy. So here is a edit that was done on Lightroom, and here is the one that was done on Photoshop, cleaning up the hair right here. So I don't know what just happened just now, but anyways, so there's the blur tool, and if you ever want to use it, just know that you can refine it. Also, you can also switch up your, when you set it, not refined it, I'm so sorry. When you set it, you can go here and you can change your focal point to something else, and all you got to do is drag this to wherever you want your focal point to be. So as you can see, the background and then her. And always, you know, if you're shooting a subject like a person or a product or anything for that matter, you always want to put the focal point on that subject or on that face of that person. And then it should have a gradual blur everywhere else, but in this situation, she is the whole entire subject. So no matter what, it's going to just focus her, which is pretty smart. That's what it's supposed to do. And then as you can see, you can bring it up, and then you have your different types of it over here that you can actually use as far as your circle, bubble, and 5-blade and everything else, and ring. But I don't use none of that. That would be for more so for landscape, but not shooting a person. So anyways, this has been Delvon Digital, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.